fish.
It should be for real this time.
We jumped the gun like a day and a half early. Yeah. Oh, yep. Sweet.
Fire Terror Shards and a Chi-Yu.
As we've done with every one of these videos, I'm basically going to get the shards, get the fish. Sweet. Look at the fish. Swap to the other game, talk about the fish for 5 minutes. And then that will be a video, basically. We always get events in both games. Fish.
I think this one unironically has like the best shiny out of them. I love when fire shinies change from like red and orange to blue and purple.
Fish. Only fish. What box did you end up in? Did I miss it?
It's always, yeah. It's normally whatever is considered the first open spot. Oh yeah, box 1.
Yeah, okay.
Right there, it's just so tiny. So small.
It's just...
Small fish, of course you're
honest. Yeah. They're all like this. And this would actually be, like, before swapping and talking about this thing, like, this would be really, really good. The only kind of shit thing is pretty good attack instead of a 0. Should have given everybody a 0 and chosen violence.
No.
We can talk more about...
We don't need that.
That in the alt game. Because I'm about to cut. And potentially mute my awkward fucking call thing unless I can stall for a minute and get that in the middle of cutting, so it won't matter anyway. Oh, I wish I hadn't killed that fish. It's like the perfect time for that quote. Okay. Talk about the fish for 5 seconds and that will be a video. As we always do. I've said this in every one of these. Get the Pokemon, talk about the Pokemon. These are rigged, but we do get multiple events. Just on the off chance events are random, because sometimes it's funny just to see what gets rolled. Try not to... Oh. Waste too much time. Just, I talk about events. I talk about the Pokemon. Come on. Every time. Hello, Jellyfish. Basically, we were talking about it in the first part of this. They should have chosen violence and given you a 0 attack IV. But other than your attack IV, this is basically exactly what you would want. Now, I said I would quickly talk about this thing. I would recommend Timid over Modest because Chi-Yu is in the crowded base 100 speed tier. So, you generally want Timid to speed creep a lot more things. Because Modest is good, and Modest hits really hard. Oh, I'm probably about to cough. Modest hits really hard, but I would recommend Timid. Generally, the speed creep. I can quickly talk about items and stuff. Focus Sash is common, so you can live a hit, because this thing is not that tanky. Sometimes people will simply use a type boosting item for like fire or dark, because a slight boost can be good without any real drawbacks. Life Orb is not uncommon. If you want to catch people in a unique way, the Choice Scarf is really good, because base 100 with a Choice Scarf is actually faster than like all the fast fucks in this game. Because people forget that a Choice Scarf being 50% means a Pokemon with a base 100 speed tier can easily, with a Choice Scarf, speed creep a good chunk of Pokemon, because you're easily faster than things within the 150 base speed tier. As a quick side tangent, because I had this happen years ago in a battle, and it was in a stream. It's a slightly slower Pokemon, but it proves my point. So, basically, I was in a battle, and it was on a stream, and this was in the 3DS era, and at the time I was doing some singles stuff, and a dude was slightly more used to doubles, but was at least nice enough to agree to do a, like, 6v6 single battle. And I had a Tapu Lele, and it was Choice Scarfed. And Tapu Lele being Choice Scarfed, Tapu Lele's speed is 95, and mine was Timid. And he was trying to use a Mega Beedrill, and Mega Beedrill's speed is 145 base. And my Tapu Lele was faster than his Mega Beedrill, and everyone in his chat thought I was cheating, because so many of them just did not understand how a Choice Scarf works. That was not cheating. It is literally that much of a difference. So a base 100 with a speed positive nature and a Scarf is a really good option. Like I said, the Focus Sash is also good. You could use Choice Specs if you really want to choose Violence. Life Orb is okay if you want some burst damage. And then another common item that a lot of people did was Covert Cloak. Specifically because a lot of people would like target something like a Chi-Yu and try to use Fake Out. And if you're Covert Cloak, you can ignore effects from moves. So like the flinch from Fake Out doesn't happen. And the other advantage of a Covert Cloak, since you ignore effects of moves, Snarl doesn't drop your special attack, Icy Wind wouldn't drop your speed. So that's not a bad item. In a similar vein, Clear Amulet is always good, specifically to avoid stat drops. Whereas the Covert Cloak ignores secondary effects of moves. Which also does a bunch of weird nonsense, because people often forget that when they say ignores secondary effects of moves, you're basically safe from any secondary effect, so that can actually be quite good. This thing is a strong special attacker. And I'm going to end off in a sec. Like, and this moveset is also pretty funny because I've actually seen people run basically a damage dealing set like this. Though sometimes people will opt for protect. And if you were getting rid of a move, if you're doing doubles, Snarl or Flamethrower could go if you want just spread damage. Because Protect is always valid. Because of that fake out thing, Terra Ghost was common. Ghost also ignores fighting damage. And I usually ramble for like a little bit. I generally said my point. I mean, other good Terra types are always either become a stronger fire type.
Kitty. There's a cat in here.
Yes.
Her purring might have picked up on the mic. Kitty. Stop. Stop getting in clothes.
Hey, baby. Hi.
Okay, you're gonna be kicked out now.
I'm gonna end off this recording. I usually ramble like.
And when I say kicked out, she's being kicked out of the room. Just clarifying that for people.
Big girl. Oh, Amity. Cat interruption aside. Quickly go through like quick logical Terra types. Fire was sometimes used to maximize damage. Ghost is the common defensive type. Water and grass are common defensive types. Fairy can be useful. Generally, because this thing is frail and does a lot of burst damage, you either want a defensive Terra type to avoid some damage, or you just want to hard commit to like fire. Because Beads of Ruin makes special defense lower, and this thing's special attack
Choice spec sun boosted Beads of Ruin fire damage is very big damage.
Yes.
Especially if you do Terra Fire like that. That's the delete button right there.
I've seen people do that too! Because you can Heat Wave for spread and become the strongest fire type. And even then, even without specs, just a charcoal is absurd.
Because we can stop it. Because this thing is level 75, what are the moves it learned through its level up moves that can quickly? Yeah, Lava Plume, that was it. I was like, I remember this thing had some other spread damage move that is more consistent than Heat Wave. What was it? It was Lava Plume, except the problem with Lava Plume is it hits on, I believe, your side.
Yes! Lava Plume hits your side because...
So it's one of those you need to build around it.
If you're using Lava Plume, you need something that doesn't mind taking fire damage from your own side.
Thank fuck they never gave this thing Eruption.
So, basically, when you hit your own side, quick bonus explanation, even though some people think this shit is obvious, but not everyone is super familiar with Pokemon. If you hit your own side with a spread move, positive ability effects will proc. So, if you have something with Flash Fire and you hit your own side with Lava Plume, you will get a Flash Fire. A common set that still crops up every so often was Well-Baked Body Chi-Yu.
Yeah.
Because you could Lava Plume, give yourself the Well-Baked Body, and do spread damage because you have an immunity. Telepathy in doubles makes you immune to all spread damage from your partners, so use that how you will. Also, you can wide guard yourself. So, yeah, that's just a quick bonus note. It's not hard to build around because Flash Fire is common on a bunch of things. And in a Terra meta, people will use Flash Fire and like Terra into grass. So that's not a bad option because Flash Fire basically will absorb the fire damage. You are immune to fire. It doesn't matter if you're a grass type. That's the thing I've seen some other people playing Pokemon for the first time struggle with. Getting used to the fact that if an ability says you do not take damage, it does not matter if you are 4 times weak to a type.
You will not take damage.
Mm-hmm. So, Flash Fire, Well-Baked Body, if you want to be that person. Telepathy. Timing a cheeky wide guard to block yourself, that's always fucking fun.
They're not immunities, but hitting a Colossal because Thermal Exchange, hitting a Colossal like a Steam Engine will proc with a fire move, and same Baxcalibur if Baxcalibur tears into a type that resists a fire Thermal Exchange.
You can go for resistances and hit yourself. That's often kind of risky because of how strong this thing is.
Well, in the case, because of Colossal being rock fire, I believe that's a 4 times resistance at the start, so that one's less risky.
That's a 4 times resistance. Rock resists fire. Remember, alright. Quick ramble for Pokemon before I do my outro. The way to remember that, because we've made fun of this for years, is the first gym in the first Pokemon game is a rock gym.
Yes.
And you are given a water starter, a grass starter, and a fire starter. If you pick Charmander, you have to go through a forest of bugs and basically go fight a rock gym, where the only solution to kind of easily beat Brock is to get Caterpie, train it until it's a Butterfree, so that it will have Confusion, because that's a special move, and that hits the low special. Though, because of how bad the special on rock types are, this is a bastard solution. As a quick ramble before I end off, Ember from a Charmander will hit the special, so you can, with enough levels, 2 or 3 shot Brock's Pokemon with Ember. If you basically get some good damage ranges, and that's only because rock types have god-awful special. But that is a bastard solution, and that is not some secret mechanical thing of teaching you to use the mechanics, because it is resisted. It's just their special is so low that a resistance can be offset by your stab. Butterfree is still always the better option for quick special damage, but because of people that do single Pokemon challenge runs, and we've had this argument before, and I've talked about this, I'm going to end off in a second. I always just end up in these doing long rambles, and I'm going to try to make this point. It's just a good tangent. Sean for years had argued, because he watched someone who was a popular channel that did like single Pokemon challenge runs, and he had posted like the sort of Charizard videos and stuff as this sort of gotcha bitch moment, because we've complained about Brock being badly designed, and Sean had posted that with a kind of smoking gun of, oh, but in this challenge video, the man said as long as you're high enough leveled, Ember is a 2 or 3 shot. Because of the special, you always go on about Pokemon stats. So why is this so hard for you to deal with? Because you're winning because their special is god-awful. Side note, in case anyone is confused, I'm not saying special defense. In Gen 1, and I mean original Gen 1, not Fire Red and Leaf Green, special is one stat. There is not special defense. It is just special. It is an offensive stat that is a defensive stat. Rock types in that game have god-awful special, so Ember, through stab and hitting the lower defense, can as pull a victory, but you need to know that special on rock types is god-awful, and even then, you need to level up and sort of grind specifically to pull that off, when in that same time, you could just get the Butterfree, get Confusion, hit them with neutral special, and go nuts, because Brock doesn't even have rock damage. Anyway, Gen 1 rant over. I'm going to do my outro. This went on a little bit longer. I always seem to ramble about something stupid. Try to truncate my outro. I'm getting better at doing this super fast. First of all, if you enjoyed the video or any of our other videos, subscriptions help a lot. Subscribing to the channel means YouTube is more likely to promote the channel, so subscriptions go a long way. I need to shill. It is what it is. In the pinned comment and the video description are a bunch of social media links. Those social media links are often sites considered cesspools, but if I ignored certain problematic sites I couldn't promote online, again, it is what it is. Mixed in with those links is a Patreon. It's under my name. Lowest tier is $1. You get videos early. If you want to support the channel, you can support via the Patreon. I think my descriptions for all the tiers are self-explanatory, but I'll quickly mention the second and third tier. Second tier is $2, and you get thumbnails as a sneak peek, and I will give you a list of games. And that list will be games that are recorded that I want to edit. So you basically control what I edit, and I'll throw in some editor's notes. Third tier is $3, and I will give you a list of games. That will be stuff me and Carson have not recorded yet. So the third tier gets to vote on what we record. I thought that would be fair. Money would be nice. I was looking at some hard drives and stuff, but it's not necessary. I would rather be poor than nickel and dime people, but that only took like a minute. I'm getting better at doing that really fast. So, with all of that said, this has been a single video of getting Chi-Yu in both my games. So, I'm going to do my main outro now. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope we come back someday. See you later. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, what is your overall opinion on the color scheme of Shiny Chi-Yu? Personally, I love this color scheme. I do agree with Carson. Blue and black look absolutely phenomenal as fire colors, and so does purple. I know there's no purple on Shiny Chi-Yu, but this color scheme is really good because this color scheme basically represents a different take on fire, and I do absolutely love the way this thing looks because I love blue and purple flames. Blue and black are really good complementary colors that make a very cool color scheme combination for flaming stuff, because blue flames are hotter than red flames. So blue flames look amazing. And I know a lot of people love the colors of this shiny. Basically for the exact reason I was just spouting off. I do agree with Carson. This shiny looks really nice. This is a personal favorite shiny just overall because this color scheme is truly amazing and I don't really have much to say. I'm sure more or less everyone loves this shiny. I mean, I could see a few people not liking it, but I've always loved the way blue and black flames look. Blue as a fire color just looks really good in my opinion. So I'm sure at the very least most of you are basically also huge fans of the color scheme for Shiny Chi-Yu because like I said, these colors are amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Perfect shiny. But anyway, I am starting to ramble. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.